perfect. Mm. How's it going, Shepherd? What's going down? What is happening? Sit. No. That's my ball. It's so fun to play with. So much fun. So much fun. So the first night when I came out here, I set up my little tent. You know, it was a big cabin tent that, you know, like when you're thinking about your living accommodations. It was really quiet when I first got here. Of course it still is, but I remember I was real hyper aware of all the noises at night because I didn't know what was out here. I'd been down in the canyon and I had seen some signs for bear and mountain lion, but I didn't know how far they roamed. Turns out I've spoken to neighbors across the canyon that are well aware of the bear and when they come in the fall. So, but when I was camping here, you know, the deer sound a certain way in the leaves, and there were a few times when, you know, yeah, it was a little scary for a minute, but I never had any problems when I was down here. You know, and I'd just kind of rise and sleep by the sun, and I ate really well. I remember I didn't have a very good cooler, so I had to go and get ice every couple days. I didn't have like a Yeti or anything. I wasn't living large. But I remember it was a really great day when I got this fifth wheel. But thinking about getting a fifth wheel, okay, so I've got this driveway that I could barely get a four-wheeler down. You know, the other four-wheeler that I have is only two-wheel drive. It's 32 years old, my first four-wheeler. But you know, and it did okay, but you know, I was wanting to get this one so I could, you know, go four-wheeling for real. And I hadn't even brought a truck down here, and I hadn't even considered like how in the heck you would get a fifth wheel down here. I've come a long way. Sometimes I think about it, and I think about how rugged everything is. You know, when you sit here, you take for granted how sloped it is. Living on this, you know, you kind of, I don't know, I've usually lived on level ground. You know, I've walked on level ground for the most part. So, you know, living on a place that's really sloped, I start to tend to think of it as level, but it's nowhere near level. You know, and then out here, the dog loves to be out here, and we're losing these balls, you know. And I thought, oh, you know, and when the rain comes, it just goes shit. And I had my truck parked there, and I thought, I wonder if I set my emergency brake. It's just, it's interesting getting used to living here. And what a blessing. And I'm thinking about this shop that I'm going to have so much fun building and making it, you know, my own, and how nice it's going to be. And when it's all said and done, I'm going to have 500 feet of space to build and store things and finally get my tools set up. But I guess it'll be kind of like my lifetime shop. You know, I'm going to you know, just get the shell of it done and start working on, you know, organization on there, you know, little by little. But just having that is going to be such an awesome game changer. Here before long, I'm going to be building a house, and I love writing in my notebook where I put my ideas, and I start to come up with like little concepts, or I think about something and I'm like, oh, that'll work great. Or I don't know, do you guys like Pinterest or looking on the internet and you see something and you take a picture of it? I've done that I don't know how many times, trying to find all these absolutely like weird, unique features and make it look neat. And that's my bug friends. Isn't that weird? Sounded like something alien. First I thought, is this my ears playing tricks on me? I love this table. I love to be able to just sit out here and draw and you know, write in the journal. And so I'm going to the hardware store tomorrow to buy Quickcrete tubes, or you know, they're also called sauna tubes, and some 5,000 psi concrete. I'm going to set up the posts tomorrow, and then the following day is supposed to rain. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just thought before I go and buy a bunch of wood materials, I'm gonna wait until there's no visible rain in the forecast. So I am really stoked as I start planning this thing out in my mind and having some ideas. I want to do it really neat, and I want to have a bunch of windows, and I know it's just a shop, but I want to make everything on this property just really cool and beautiful. So it's gonna be a ton of room in there. I'm thinking that's 500 square feet. I don't even live in 500 square feet. I think I'm living in like 350. So my life is about to get a lot better. I was thinking that in this shop I should just add a washer, and you know, if I chose to use a dryer or not. I've always kind of wanted to have a clothesline. Eventually I'd like to have a dryer, but I don't want to run 220 to my shop if I don't need to. Maybe I do need 220 in my shop. That might be a good question to ask some of you shop guys. Do I need 220 in my shop? Depends on what I'm going to use. I don't know. So anyway, I was just thinking about having a washer and being able to wash my clothes here. That would be really cool. And you know, having a big shop like that, you know, it might be to the point where, you know, eventually later in life, if I get a woman and she doesn't want me bringing my filthy clothes, like if I get nasty, I might need to have my own washer for like my nasty grungy work clothes. I'm not sure. Don't lose that ball. Oh, I will karate chop you like Mr. Miyagi. You almost lost that yellow ball. I'm glad you put up with me. I love your face. I love your face, Shepherd.